Hello. The first thing we're going to want to do is open up our Microsoft Excel. We will then open up the spreadsheet that we want to perform these functions on. The first thing we want to find is the total revenue. So what we'll need to do is we will click on the cell that we want the rate to populate into, and we will go to our Home tab, and in the top right corner you'll see an auto sum function. You're just going to click on this once. You'll see that all the numbers involved in the formula are highlighted, and then that it also created this formula. We will hit enter, and there you see the total revenue. Now we will do the same thing but for total expenses. Once again, click on the cell that you want the rate to populate into. Make sure on the Home tab, go to the auto sum function, click on it once, enter, and then you'll see the total expense is populated. The next thing we're going to do is figure out the profit. Profit equals total revenue minus total expenses. So what we'll do is we'll click on the cell we want the total to populate into, and to tell the Microsoft Excel program that you are wanting to use an equation, you'll hit equals, and then we want total revenue minus total expenses, so we will hit control, then click. See C11, total revenue minus total expenses, so minus, control, click, total expenses, hit enter, and then you have your profit. Finally, we will cover how to find the number of major expenses, and the criteria not listed right now, but is everything over $1,000. So a helpful function we can use is the COUNTIF function. So once again, click on the cell that you want it to populate into, and you hit equals and COUNTIF. You'll see that COUNTIF populates, and then next thing you have to do is parentheses, and you'll see they want the range, and since we want number of major expenses, we will just go ahead and go over to this column, click, drag down, get all the expenses, and then you'll see if you look at the formula they have down here, it sees this to tell the program that we're moving on to the criteria. You have to hit a comma. You see criteria is now bolded, space, and you have to put whatever your criteria is, you have to use quotations, so quotations, and we want every expense that's over $1,000, so greater than, type in 1,000, in quotations, in parentheses, to signify the end of the formula. You hit enter, and you'll see 4. And so what that is counting the number of all these expenses that are over 1,000. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a very helpful tool if you have a larger spreadsheet. Now that we have all of our formulas, we'll go ahead and save the file.